Hello, we're off to the Gold Coast for the day, or at least for a couple of hours this afternoon. It'll take about an hour to get there. The speed limit along this highway, this is the Pacific Highway, it varies. Usually it's 100 or 110 kilometres an hour. I've only got a couple of minutes of this part of the journey in the video, just to give you an idea of what it's like during a very quiet part of the day. I left around midday and there weren't a lot of cars on the road. If you do it at a busy time, well then you wouldn't get anywhere near the speed limit. You'd be just trundling along. The number of lanes keeps varying. I just seem to get into a lane and stick to it until I get close to the destination, and then I have to get across to the left lane. But you won't see me doing that because I won't be showing the video of the drive all the way down. This is fairly close to Brisbane. We've just left Brisbane. I don't think we've got to the 110 kilometre an hour part of it yet. I'm experimenting with my cruise control and I've got it set for the speed limit, so the car should stay fairly steadily on the speed limit unless I get a slow vehicle in front of me, and if that happens, well then the cruise control will slow down to match the speed of the vehicle in front. And this is all you're going to see of the drive down to the Gold Coast, I'm sorry to say, because the next little bit we're in Southport. And here we are in Southport. The Southport Business Centre is on the right, the ocean's on the left. This video was an experiment to see how well my dash cam works for the purpose of making videos. This is towards the northern end of the Gold Coast. We're not going to be going all the way south. I want to go and have a look at the Spit. And to get there, I'll drive straight ahead for a little bit, go over a bridge, turn left, drive along a little way and then turn left again, and then I'll be heading back north along the Spit, and that's probably the next bit of video you'll see will be where I'm driving along the Spit. So now I'm driving along the Spit. On the left is the Broadwater and on the right is the ocean. And there'll be a couple of buildings I'll point out as we go along. There's somebody's got their trailer parked in the middle of the road here. Got to go around them. This is just a big sandbar that appeared a bit over 100 years ago, and it's just stayed and grew and grew and grew, and they've developed and put buildings on it. That building at the front, directly in front in the distance, that's the Sheraton Mirage Resort. It's huge. It's not high, but it's very huge. And on the left, see the building with the sails on top? That's the Marina Mirage. It's a shopping centre. It's got boutiques and shops and restaurants and galleries in there, and a big marina behind it. And next door to it is the Palazzo Versace, and there's a McDonald's in the front of the Marina Mirage. It used to have a bigger M sign out the front, but they have hidden it away a little bit now. That's the Palazzo Versace. I'll come back here one day and we'll have a look around in this area. Now we're heading towards SeaWorld, which will be the next major thing. That on the right is still the Sheraton Mirage Resort. It's quite big, huge. And SeaWorld's going to be on the left, just up here a little way. The Spit used to be quite natural part once you got past SeaWorld, where there was just the beach and people could take their kids to the beach. The locals could take their kids there to the beach. But it's all been redeveloped now. It's not like it used to be, but it's still good. if you like nature and the ocean and the birds. Yes, you can see on the left is SeaWorld. That's a SeaWorld car park. And the roller coasters, it's a huge roller coaster just in front there, but I don't think it's working because I saw people walking around on it. Maybe they're building it. I think it's a monorail that's beside us here now. But this thing here, this really big tall thing, I think that must be, they're doing something with it because there were people walking on top of it. And that's another roller coaster there. And just beyond it a little bit is the SeaWorld hotel, resort hotel, where you can stay, and I think you get a cheap pass into SeaWorld if you're staying at the resort. SeaWorld does a lot of good work with marine animals. They rescue lots of turtles and whales that get caught up in fishing nets, dolphins, all those sort of things. They do a lot of research and what sort of... There it is, that's the entrance to the SeaWorld resort. I went to a conference there once years ago, maybe about 20 years ago now. It's all 60 kilometres an hour along here. Most of this part of the world at 60 kilometres an hour in built-up areas, or 50 kilometres an hour in a lot, and some of them they've even reduced it to 40. There's a lot of roundabouts. Have them instead of traffic lights. We've gone quite a way north now. We're probably beyond Southport on the left. If you looked at, because on the left of us is the Broadwater, and to the left of that is the mainland where we were driving before. And those buildings off in the distance, I think they're in Labrador, or they could be even something even further north. Well, we won't be driving up to Labrador today. Those lanes on the left and the right side of the road, they're for the cyclists. That narrow lane. It looks like they've got a paved walking path on the left there as well. So this is getting to the end of the spit. Now, there used to be a thing called the Southport Bar. It was extremely dangerous to boating, but people used to had to go across it to get out to the ocean. And they had 2 years of working, and they replaced it with the Southport Seaway, and that's what we're going to see when I park the car. I was surprised to see all those huge car parking and buses and everything parked there. That's been really developed since I was last here about 4 years ago. The parking area was there, but not so organised. It's a scrub turkey or a brush turkey. I hadn't seen them here before either. There's quite a lot of them around. Needless to say, I got lots of photos of birds while I was down here. I'm going to be looking at photos shortly. Not very many. Now what I'm going to do here is, see that car, I'm going to follow it. I'm going to go round to the right, but then I'm just going to do a complete circle of the roundabout and end up going left to that little road down there on the left. And I'll walk all along here and take photos. That is the Pacific Ocean in the distance there. I've certainly built this place up. I'm just driving along here now, and on the left there's she oak trees. Now when I was here before, the beach came up to those she oak trees. It was just soft sand, loose sand, and people were all sitting along it with their kids, and they were throwing in the fishing rods and reels and doing a bit of fishing, had their eskies with them. It was all a family thing, but they've obviously done a lot of developing of it and got rid of all the sand, and they've put rocks in along the edge there now to stop the erosion probably. I'll just park up here a bit, and then I'll walk all the way back almost to the seaway where I said that's the Pacific Ocean. So in one way this is an improvement, but in another way it's sad to see all of nature gone, basically. But there's a lot of seagulls around. I'll park just up here a bit. Just, you see that little tree on the right? I'll just pull in there and I'll leave the car there and we'll go for a walk and take some photos. So that's the Broadwater, and those buildings are straight across there. I think that would be in Labrador, which is north of Southport. And see the open space at the water there, with the sun shining on it? That's the Nerang River. It's not the ocean, it's the river. There's plenty happening on the water, although it's all fairly quiet today. I got my camera and everything and climbed out of the car, and I planned to just walk around on the grass in front of the car. But in the end, I just kept on walking. Now here's the photos I took. Seagulls, you'll see lots of seagulls. That sailboat just come through the Southport Seaway, which replaced the dangerous previous Southport Bar after 2 years of hard work. The Southport Bar used to move all the time. It was the mouth of the Nerang River. It was really dangerous, always getting people drowned and shipwrecked trying to come across that bar. So they spent about 2 years redeveloping it. I don't know what that guy's doing with a metal detector. I saw that little bird, I don't know what it is. And look at the sky, it's going to be raining. I hope I don't get wet. Those little boats off there, they all seem, in the distance there, they all seem to gather together. Looked as though they were together in a group, and maybe they were going to race or something. Now this is the passage from the Seaway to the Broadwater and to Nerang River. Oh, look, a seagull. I'm walking along the path here now, and on my left is the water, and on my right there are lots of cars parked, with people throwing things to birds, and birds are racing to eat everything they can get their beaks onto. When I went back to the car, I went for a drive through Main Beach, the tourist area, with all the buildings and all the nightlife and fun and games going on there. But unfortunately, I'm still learning the stash cam, and everything got recorded over on the drive back with just boring road travel. So I'm going to have to make some other arrangements next time I go down there. I'm thinking of buying some extra cards, little SD cards, and taking them out and putting them safely away whenever I go somewhere that I want to not lose what I've recorded. So this is the road home now, and I'll let it run. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching, And if you have enjoyed it, please give it a like and comment, or subscribe too if you'd really like to see more of them. This is not in Brisbane, of course, but I'm getting close to Brisbane here, and you can see the traffic's getting heavier. It's getting later in the afternoon. In a couple of hours it'll be pretty much stationary all along here. But I'm going to have to get across into my far left lane and exit shortly. And I think the video probably ends. I just cut it off after 30 minutes. The video will end before we actually get into Brisbane suburbs, the outskirts of Brisbane suburbs. This is other Logan and Logan Home and Daisy Hill and Underwood, Kingston, all those sort of places down here. I'm not exactly sure where we are at the moment. It's just the Pacific Highway going back to Brisbane. So you didn't get to see very much of the Gold Coast. Sorry about that. You would have seen lots more of it if I'd have been able to get the dash cam recording of what I drove around at the Gold Coast. My car talks to me sometimes. I left it in just for fun. Here it is. Bit loud.
Speed camera in 600 meters. Speed limit is 100 kilometers per hour.
But I'm going to have to buy some more little cards to put in it and pop them out after every hour, or after I go past something that I really want to keep. This was just a first go at using the dash cam to make a video. I'm planning to do lots of drives, and eventually I might even do another drive around Australia. See what happens. So I'm getting off now. There's office buildings, and some of them are hotels, those tall buildings on the right. There's shopping centres and things on the left here. There's some massive shopping centres just back a little bit. There's a lot of people live down around this area, but you can't see the houses from the road. I think it's just about completely filled up between Brisbane and the Gold Coast and now with houses. And there's roadworks happening on the right here. So I might let it just play some music from now on, and if you'd like to keep watching to the end of the video, hope you enjoy it. I'll be doing more of these, but not until I've got some more cards for my dash cam so I can actually get video of the things that I want to show you. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to give it a like if you did enjoy it. And if you haven't subscribed and you'd like to see more of these videos, well then subscribing could be a good idea. And thank you very much for everybody who's already subscribed. Bye bye for now, and I'll see you in the next video, which will probably be another Birds of Forest Lake video. I got a dash cam of driving past the lake the other day. I might include that in the next birds video.
At the traffic lights, turn left onto Compton Road. Continue onto Logan Road. Stay in the middle to